And I'm live. That is pretty cool. Today is 27th of April 2026, Monday. And let's begin. And what is it that we are going to do exactly? We are going to see what is this pi thing. And I literally have no idea what it is. There is this tool, AI tool called pi, which I guess is in news quite a bit right now. So I want to see what it is and why pi. We'll see. Pi is a minimal terminal coding harness. That does not make sense what it is. So for this, what I have is shit. It is off. I've installed Olama. Olama is there, and I have Pi installed, and I have also downloaded Gemma 4 model. Gemma 4 uh, Olama list, I think. Yep, and yeah, I have this model downloaded, which is for 9.6 GB in size. It is by Google Gemma 4 E4B 4 billion model, 4 billion parameters. And yep, we will see what this Pi tool is, what it does. So let's see, share your OSS coding agent session, whatever that is. And wait, shit, I didn't fix this. Cool. Analytics. Cool. So quick start. I already have this downloaded. Subscriptions. Okay, we can use this with API keys, or we can run this locally using Olama, just like we can run Cloud Code using Olama. But yep, we will be running the model locally because I do not have any subscription, but I do have enough RAM. Luckily, 16 GB RAM, it would be enough. The interface from top to bottom, this is the interface. I guess if we just run this thing pi, it works, and it knows that it should use Gemma 4 model, and Gemma 4 model right now is being loaded. If I enter something like hello, it is working, and it will take some time the first time to load the model. Yep, this Olama is increasing in size, RAM size. It is loading the whole model, 9.6 GB of model. Parameters, all the parameters are being loaded, and when they are loaded, okay, we are at 9.6 GB mark. We should get something right about now. And yep, a lot of GPU is being used, and hopefully this is not okay. Shit, this is causing problem in the stream. My camera is stuck. Shit, actually my camera is stuck, but the screen is okay. Shit, that is crazy. That is like actually crazy. I guess I would do this without camera then. You can see the screen though, which is cool, but somehow the camera is stuck, which is crazy. Okay, a lot of RAM is being used, but and there is no RAM saved, is RAM lost. Hello, it is really interesting. I have been doing machine learning before GPT boom. Okay, that is crazy. And people used to think in terms of maths and everything. Nowadays, everything is just use the LLM. Yo, yep. This still haunts me, haunts them when things get towards hallucinating and optimization in production. Yep. And I was watching this very cool video by Andrej Karpathy. I mean, you must know him. You have been doing GPT stuff before anyone knew about GPT. Andrej Karpathy, 3-hour lecture. This one, he uploaded this 1 year ago, and I have only like seen this much. And before watching this, AI was like, wait, what? How does it work? It is like magic or something. But now AI makes a lot of sense, at least more sense than it used to make. And I'm like less afraid of AI and everything, because it is just literally predicting the next word. like literally predicting the next word. Yep, he is a legend. He is a goat. I have implemented his tokenization in Python and extended his, the thing that he said about tokenization is like he explained that thing in very simple terms. I do understand what tokenization is. We begin with 255 byte-sized tokens, and then we increase the number of tokens. And yeah, it is just like pretty cool. Genius. I start. He has courses on Coursera. I did take them 1 year ago, but I have no. I have forgotten everything. I am seeing what is pi, and my camera is not working. Yep, camera is just stuck. I guess because of RAM usage. Yep, I'm figuring out what is this pi thing, and I guess it would be cooler to go to Cloud Code and ask about pi. What pi is? Olama is a wrapper around locally present models. It gives graphical and CLI way to download models and run them locally. That is Olama. That is what Olama does. We can install a lot of models. If you go to olama.com library, tokenization is just splitting text into smaller units called tokens. Yep, literally that. But in the Andrej Karpathy video, he explained it in such a good way, which makes like literally so much sense. And he said that there is this thing, tick tokenizer. Yep, this website, and you can just enter some text. Hello, my name is Jitin, and this would be represented by 6 tokens, and which are this. And yep, these are the codes for the tokens. So this is very similar to the Chinese, I think it is called Chinese room problem, Chinese room experiment, I think. Yep, it is called the Chinese room experiment. In this, there is a guy in a room who does not know Chinese. He just knows if you see some symbol, the output of that symbol should be this new symbol, and he just like does not understand what is happening. Is just putting out symbols from a list of dictionary that he has. And similar thing is happening with AI. AI just sees these text, and it has probabilistic model of what should be the next unit or what should be the next number in the whole text, and AI is just like putting out new text by looking at the model. So yep, AI does not know what it is doing. Using BPE, my take on tokenization tutorial, use BPE. What is BPE? Search for the stop word removal. Wait, and the video you are talking about, can you share? Yep. 3-hour lecture. This one. I did send this yesterday in WhatsApp. Sorry, in Discord. Yep. Somehow you cannot send link here. Wait, what is this? Fan funding. Somehow you cannot send links here. BPE, tokenizer, byte pair encoding is a subword tokenization algorithm used in large language models like GPT-2. And yep, in his video, he was talking about GPT-2, 1.5 billion parameter model. And it was trained on, I think, 15 billion tokens. I don't know. And Robert to break in text into common units. So it is a algorithm used to tokenize text. Okay. Cool. Let's like get back. Yep, and this is Olama. You can download whatever model you want to download. I have installed Gemma 4, which is loaded right now in the RAM. And shit, well, I guess Pi is very smart. Pi removed the model from RAM because I was not using it right now. And if I enter hello, it will load the model again. Yep, it is using more and more size, more and more RAM. It will go till 9.6 GB. Cool. That is good, and I hope that the stream is not lagging. Yep, till now it is going cool. 0 frames have been dropped. That is a good summary. A couple of small clarifications though. Olama is primarily a CLI tool and local server, not really graphical. Local server, like LSP, I think. Olama runs the model and serves the model or makes the model available on a certain port using some protocol for communication, and whatever the, you could say, front end is, can communicate with that same port. So that is cool. So instead of using a, you could say, API key to communicate to a model on cloud, like some cloud model on cloud, the requests would be sent from your like Pi or Cloud Code, whatever thing you are using, would be sent to your local port, which is being served by Olama. That's cool. But it is a tool that packages and runs LLMs locally, exposing them via a local REST API compatible with OpenAI's API format. Okay, they have their protocol API format. Model management, you can pull models with Olama pull. Yep, similar to Docker's workflow. Not a GUI itself. Under the hood, it uses olama.cpp as its interface backend for most models, which handles GPU, CPU acceleration, quantization, a model format. So Olama loads the model and serves it locally on a certain port, and the port and the protocol for communication are standard. I guess the port might not be standard because that specific port might be used by something else. Okay, there is a default port, so that is cool. That's cool. And right now the model is running. I guess if we were to send a request to this, we would see something. Let's see. We can use hopscotch for sending the request. It would be cool. By the way, I am transitioning into full stack if that is useful. I am afraid of mobile development. Afraid, but that is just simple Kotlin and Jetpack Compose. If mobile development is cool, I think because a lot of people can use it. No, I'm just like exploring because my brain was hurting and just doing develop shit. That is not hopscotch. This is it. I just wanted to refill my curiosity a little bit. I was running out of curiosity, so I had to try something out. So, yep, this thing. Bye. Anything for front end, React, or just rely on V0 and other tools for front end alone? I mean, if you want to understand, simple. If you want to understand what React is or like how it works, then this is cool. But for picking up pre-built components, shared CN is pretty cool. And front-end skills are very bad. Yep, shared CN is pretty cool. And yep, this is lagging. This is actually lagging because the model, yep, frames are dropping literally. Wait, internet. Okay, fine. Yep. Shared CN is pretty cool, and yep, I cannot help you much in front end. My skills are not very good in front end. And the standard port is 11434, and hopefully the LL Olama is serving on this. not this. HTTPS send network. Hmm. The model is there, but how do we know which port it is using? Uh, Use on Mac, like which programs are using which ports. Else of I. Here we have to use specific port. I shows internet connections. Else of I. 8 11434. Okay, and this is being used. Okay, cool. Shit. Olama is serving on this. So why is hopscotch not doing anything? I mean, at least it should send something. Unknown cause. Hmm. Hmm. Maybe the protocol is HTTP. Okay, still nothing. Parameters. What do I send? Okay. Send in the body and parameters to communicate with this local model using, let's say, oops, there is also post woman. Wait. Maybe because I have done only the basic stuff. For everything in Jetpack, there is a built-in tool. Yep, you are Jetpack and WebStorm. These are like very good for web development. And you just need, what is this? MVVM acronym for data retention. Much simpler than ML maths, to be honest. For data retention. Okay. Right. Shit. You will see how much money is, how much is your soft memory. I don't know. Shit, I don't have it. Stop. Linux. Sudo. Yep. Cool. This might give error because yep. Because OpenClaw does not exist. Cool, and this will not give any error. Yep, it is downloading the thing. Cool. We can literally learn anything. Yes, literally. You just have to have the mindset. Yes, I'm just using hopscotch because I do not want to open another app. I do have Postman installed. I just do not want to open it because that might take more resources. Shit, the model is gone now. Okay, I have to send something like this. /API/generate. Okay, there is nothing on the base route. Okay, this should be the body. This should be the body prompt. What is the capital of France? Okay, shit. This will be very cool. Literally very cool. I swap shade 4 GB of swap RAM. That is cool. Okay, the model is loading. Model is loading. Model is loading. Cool. Shit. Do what you love. Easy. Psychology is pretty cool. Like, yep, psychology and philosophy. God is dead and all that stuff. And at the end, even if you love something, if you keep doing that thing, you won't like it as much as you used to. Yep, like if you like watching movies, you cannot watch movies all day. This is very laggy. This is literally very laggy. Okay, and the URL is /API/generate. Okay, this is very cool. This is very cool. If this works, that would be like very shit. It does not work. 11434/API/generate. 11434. http://localhost 11434. Unknown error. Network connection failed. Unknown cause. Browser proxy intercepted middleware between application and APIs. Maybe I should use Postman. But let's see. A lot of things are being used right now. I don't have enough RAM and shit. Apple WebKit. Okay, there are two users on this laptop, and the other user did not close their Safari browser, so that is also taking a bit of RAM. I might have to end the stream and then close. Yep. Post request. Shit, that might be it. Yep, that is very laggy. Shit, that is very laggy. Shit. 130 frames dropped. Hopscotch. Shit, not this. This. Okay, now it is a bit better. Nice seeing you today, so that the model does not go away. Post. Okay, this might be it. This might be it. It is loading, which is much better. Shit, okay. It does not work. What does it mean? It is a website. What do I need to update it for? Model. Okay, maybe it is the model. I messed up with the model. Gemma 4 E4B. Shit. Set stream false in Postman, otherwise the response comes back as a stream of chunk. Chat format /API/chat content. What is the... Okay, let's send this. Gemma 4 E4B and chat, send, and shit, connection failed. Maybe I should use Postman. The model is still loaded. Request to you using Postman locally. Let's see. Bro might know something about this. The user is asking. Shit, that is very slow. That is literally very slow. The AI. Yeah. Yo, let's go do some DSA. Niche towards ML on the edge. So no issue regarding GPUs and compute. Your mobile and interface are the same thing. Privacy issues resolved. Post request. Yep. Catch you later. Yep. By the way, there is a competition by Liquid AI. There are competitions in AI. Is currently running a Bi-weekly global hackathon series Liquid AI focused on building private local first AI applications using their liquid foundation models. Okay, use their models, these models, and build some application around them. Okay, that is cool. 40 billion parameters model technology. Okay, cool. So they are telling you use their model to build something. Shit. So you are going to be $20,000 rich in a in some time. There are always competitions on Kaggle. Yep, and there are competitions on Kaggle and all that. But this one is by Liquid AI. They also have provided the data set. Wait, they have provided the data set, but uh, and they are also saying to use their model. Shit. I mean, that is called being humble. Everyone is always a student and still learning. Also, and Andrej Karpathy also, he is also a student. He's learning, and shit, that is very slow. Hmm. Okay, let me use Postman, which might actually kill this. Postman, Postman, Postman. Yep, this is very, very slow, like unbearably slow. General steps for hitting an API endpoint in Postman is this. Shit, I don't want to just hit any general API endpoint. http:// localhost 11434. I am typing the URL, you just don't see it because shit, this is very slow. /API/chat post request. Should that make sense? You cannot send body with get request. Makes quite a lot of sense. Shit. Yep. Just a boy on this. Parameters to body. Shit. Raw format. Yep. Let's go raw. Write this in JSON. Okay. Model name is Gemma4. E4B. Shit. E4B. Cool, false, and this text post. Endpoint is also cool. Send. And okay, sending request, which is pretty cool. Shit, this thing is still working. Shit, let's go. We got a response. The capital of Paris, the capital of France is Paris. Okay, we can talk to the model like this. It's pretty cool. Yeah, let's go. Okay, and that is pretty cool. That would be it for this. Now we should actually move on to what is pi, which is supposed to be the main thing in today's stream. Okay, what is pi? And this is very laggy. This is actually very laggy. 100% of the GPU is being used. And hopefully the stream is fine. There is no problem with the stream. Literally all of the RAM is being used. Maybe I should have used a smaller model. Yep, let me download a smaller model. Olama library. DeepSeek might be cool. Best 4 billion. Gemma 4. Some version of Gemma 4. This one is a bit too big. This one, I guess, would be a bit better. 2.4 GB is less. 2 billion parameters. Control C, Control C. Gemma 4 E2B. Cool, that would download this new model. And this one will go out. Remove Olama model from RAM. How do we do that? Olama stop. Makes sense. Yes, that is taking some time to load up. Olama stop. Gemma 4 E4P. Cool. And RAM usage would go down. Like Olama is using none of the RAM now. Pretty cool. And now, yep, this is faster. Cool. Okay, and also we are downloading a smaller model, which is cool. Now we know what Olama does. It loads up the model, any model which is locally available, and serves it on a specific port with some specific protocol to communicate with it. Now, what does pi do? It is like a content which communicates with the model running by Olama. And what pi.def. This is actually pretty smooth now. Okay, you likely mean Open Web UI or possibly Miss. Shit, Pro has no idea what is pi.dev. Look it up. Pi.dev is cool new thing. Let's see, providers and models, interactive mode, interface top to bottom. At the top, we have startup header, shows shortcuts, hotkeys for all, loads, agents.md file, prompts, okay, messages, your messages, editor, footer, working directory, session name, total token, cache, usage, cost, context usage, and current models. Current model, GPT-5, codecs here, and all this cost, we don't see any cost in ours because the model is running locally. Fine. Okay, pi is actually different from what I initially guessed. It is not just a chat front end. Here's the picture. Pi.dev is a terminal-based AI coding agent. Think of it more like local alternative to Cloud Code or Cursor. Okay, it is like Cloud Code. Okay. Key things it does. It is a terminal-based coding agent that ships with 4 core tools: read, write, edit, and bash. Okay, there are 4 base tools that it comes with, and everything else is added through an extension system. Okay, shitty coding agent. That is cool name. It supports Anthropic, OpenAI, Google, Olama, and many more providers, and you can switch models mid-session. Okay. Sessions are stored as trees, so you can navigate to any previous point and branch off from there. Okay. Session. What do they mean by session? Session. What is a session here? And I suppose a session would mean, I think a session would mean context. Maybe a session would mean the context with uh, cumulative context which has been built up to this point. Like in this Claude conversation, from this Olama word at the start to the prompt that I sent here, this is the session. Yes, exactly. Okay, a session in Pi context is the cumulative conversation plus context built up during your interaction with the agent. That makes sense. But Pi does something more interesting than most tools. Sessions are stored as trees, not linear histories. You can use slash tree to navigate to any previous point and continue from there, and all branches live in a single file. Okay. That is cool. That is cool. We can. Okay, so this is similar to, we could go back to when we sent this message, and after this, instead of sending this prompt, we could send some other prompt, and that would create a branch after this point. This is very similar to Git. Okay, so that is cool. That is a session. Olama integration is exactly what you suspected. It points API Pi to your local Olama instance. That is very cool. Yep, this file is at a place, I think in series Pi ls agent ls models.json. Yep, I copy pasted this here. These are not the models which are presented there. Yep, this thing was added. Reasoning true? No. Reasoning false would be cool. This new object was added here by Olama. That makes sense. Input could be text or image. Context window is this much. Like, this is the number of maximum tokens that you could give as a context, as an input to the model. It is 100,000, which is a lot. The API key field is required by the configuration. There is no API key needed here. Cool. So, okay. Pi uses a model and it is like Claude Code. So how is Pi better than Claude Code? Editor, where you type. Okay, when we launch Pi, we see a bunch of stuff. At the top is all this shortcuts and stuff and skills inside our project, prompt extensions. Okay, editor, features, file reference. Type this to file search files. Okay, path completion, multi-line images. We can paste images or drag them into the terminal. Bash commands, we could enter bash commands. These are some commands we can do. Quit Pi by /quit /changelog, hotkeys, login, logout, model to switch models, which is pretty cool. New, let's use a very small model because we are just testing out stuff. So olama.com library, there is this llama model. Oh, That is very small. 4 GB, 4.9 GB. I guess we can download that one. Yep, this one will take some time to download. Internet is very slow. Now pull Llama 3.1 latest model to download this one. 4.9 GB model. And it has 8 billion parameters, which is pretty cool. Okay, that will just download the model and then we will do some testing. And let's see, resume pickup. And there is also a tree command. Yep, there is a tree command. Okay, shit. We can have a goal. We can have a goal in this, and the goal would be to build something using this pie, but our model is very small. Uh, our model is like just 4 GB in size, which is very small. I guess I would do one stream on OpenClaw at some point. I don't know how to use OpenClaw or what it does actually. It would be cool. Okay, so model is very small. So let's keep the project small. We would build something in C++ using relib library. Show you. New drawing. Skeletor. That is blasphemy. Wait. Cool. So we would build something in C++ using relib library, and at the start let's just make it so we are able to open a screen and we can put a single circle in the middle with red color, and it is filled with red color. This is like our goal. We will build this using pi with a 8 billion parameter model. So that would be cool. And it is downloading. It will take some time. Wait. Yep, the phone is not charging. And also, shit, the camera is literally. Wait, now the camera might be working. Yep. Now the camera is working. It's pretty cool. Cool. Wait. Just messes up sometimes. Okay, the model is downloading. It will take around 18 minutes. So what can we do in 18 minutes? We can read this keyboard shortcuts. Okay, sessions. We can actually watch the video which was made by like the founder of PyDev. This video, slow the fuck down, and it is exactly 18 minutes long. So okay, let's watch this. Pretty cool, and it would be pretty cool if I am able to charge my phone. Shit, that is crazy. Okay, let's watch this.
Hey there, I'm Mario. I built Pi in a world of slop, and this is a tragedy in 3 acts. Just to talk about this real quick, a bunch of people on the internet gave me money for ad space on my torso, and all of that goes to a charity, so yeah, thanks guys. So, Act 1, building Pi. In the beginning, there was Claude Code, and it was good, right? We all got basically catnipped by that thing and stopped sleeping. Bunch of stuff before that, but Claude Code was the one thing that kind of clicked with me the most. And to preface all of this, I love the Claude team. They're brilliant people, talented, super high velocity. So they also created the entire game. Major props to them. So this is not a roast. This is just me, an old man, telling you why I stopped using Claude Code and built my own thing. In 2025, I started using Claude Code in about April, I think, thanks to Peter, because he told us the agents are working now. And back then it was simple and predictable and fit my workflow. But eventually the token madness got hold of them, I think, and the team got bigger and they started dog fooding that stuff and built a lot of features I don't need, which is fine, I can just ignore them. But with velocity and more features come more bugs, and that's bad because I used to work at construction sites, and if my hammer breaks every day, I'm getting really mad. And if my development tools break every day, I'm also getting mad. So there was this. It's just a running gag. And here's Tarek telling us that Claude Code is now a game engine. And here's Mitchell from Ghosty telling us, no, it's not. And eventually they fixed the flicker, but then other stuff broke. And I think they're now in the third iteration of a TUI renderer. Yeah, but that's just a symptom. The real problem is that my context wasn't my context. Claude Code is the thing that controls my context. And behind my back, Claude Code does things to the context. So you have the system prompt, which changes on every release, including the tool definitions. They would remove tools, modify tools. It's not good. They would insert system reminders in the most inopportune place in your context, telling the model, here's some information. It may or may not be relevant to what you're doing. That it actually says it may or may not be relevant what you're doing. And that kind of confused the model, and that kind of broke my workflows. On top of all that, there's zero observability, because that's how the tool is constructed, and I like knowing what my agents are doing. There's zero model choice, which is obvious. It's the native Anthropic harness, so it makes sense for them to want you to use Claude, right? And there's almost zero extensibility, and some of you might have written some hooks for Claude Code, but I'm telling you, the number of hooks and the depth of those hooks is very shallow. And every time a hook triggers, what actually happens is a new process gets spawned. Basically, the command you specified for that hook to be executed. And I don't find that specifically efficient. So I took a step back and looked around for alternatives. And I'd like to especially call out AMP and FactoryTroid, the Porsche and Lamborghini of coding agent harnesses. So if you can afford them, please use them. They're at the frontier. They're really good, and the teams are fantastic. And there's a bunch of other options. And I have history in OSS, so naturally I kind of gravitated towards open code. And again...
Wait, what is OSS? Makes sense. OSS, open source software. Okay, shit, that makes a lot of sense. Open source software. Yep. And the model is still downloading. We would watch this whole thing, and yep, like, there is nothing I can add to the things that he is saying because I don't know shit.
Again, brilliant team, super high execution velocity, and they don't sell you hype, they sell you tools that work for the most part. I started looking under the hood of open code with respect to context handling as well, because that's the most important part for me. And I found a bunch of things like, given some conditions, open code would just prune tool output after a specific minimum amount of tokens. And that basically lobotomizes the model. There's also LSP server support, which means every time your model is calling the edit tool, open code goes to the LSP server that's connected, asks, are there any errors? And if so, injects that as part of the edit tool result. Which is bad, because think about how you are editing code. You're not writing a line of code, checking the errors, writing the next line, checking the errors. You don't do that. You finish your work, and then you check the errors. This confuses the model. There's a bunch of other things, like storing individual messages of a session in a JSON file. Each message is a JSON file on disk. There was this, and this happens to all of us, no blame there. But it's not great if, by default, a server spins up, course headers are set in such a way that any website you open in your browser can now access your open code server. That's, yeah. And entirely unrelated to all of this, I started looking into benchmarks for coding agent harnesses and found Terminal Bench, which is a pretty good benchmark, all things considered. And the funny part about it is that it's the most minimal kind of thing you can think of. All it gives the model is a tool to send keystrokes to a Tmux session and read the output of that Tmux session. There's no file tools, no sub-agents, none of that stuff. And it's one of the best performing harnesses in the leaderboard. Here's the leaderboard from December 2025. Irrespective of model family, Terminus scores higher, mostly high, even higher than the native harness of that model. So what does that tell us? I formed two theses. We are in the fuck around and find out phase of coding agents, and their current form is not their final form, right? So, second thesis is we need better ways to fuck around. And for me, that means self-modifying malleable agents. Things that the agent itself can modify and I can modify depending on my workflow. So I stripped away all the things, built a minimal core, but made it super extensible, and made it so that the agent can modify itself. With some creature comforts. It's not entirely bare bones. So that's Pi. It's an agent that adapts to your workflow instead of the other way around. It comes with 4 packages. An AI package is basically just an abstraction across providers and context handoff between providers. An agent core, which is just a while loop and the tool calling. Bespoke TUI framework. I come out of game development, so I built a thing that actually doesn't flicker too much. And the coding agent itself. Here's Pi's system prompt. That's it. Eventually, the industry created a
That is like very small system prompt and to the point. You are an expert coding agent. You help users with coding tasks by reading files, executing commands, editing code, and writing new files. Available tools are read, bash, edit, write, read files, execute bash commands, edit, write. Okay, these are the basic things that Pi can do. Read file content, bash, execute bash commands, that is cool. Edit, make surgical edits to files, and write, create or overwrite files. Guidelines are use bash for file operations like ls, grep, find, makes sense, use. Okay, that is cool. That is cool. Let this download, and then we will be able to actually use Pi. Be concise in your responses. Okay, so cool. Available tools. Pi can only do these things at the start. Maybe we can make it do more things like go to internet and do some Google search. Be extended to do internet search. Yep. Can be extensively customized to perform Google searches through its extension system and third-party packages, while the base agent is minimal. Okay, how do we do Pi web browser? This published package. How do we add a new plugin to Pi? Oh shit! We just say Pi install this, and it works. That is pretty cool. Usage, skill, web, rest, sync time. Okay, so we do this to install, or this to install the package, to install the plugin locally, and then the agent will automatically use this skill when you ask it to search the web or fetch page. You can also invoke it directly using this rest async runtime, like search this on the web using this skill. That makes sense. And this skill keyword slash skill. Wait, shit, it is not here. Skill. Okay, cool. Skill is here. Skills are available as this key, but what are skills? Shit, you can play it with me, which is messed up, which is actually crazy. Skills on demand capability packages following the agent skill standard invoked via this. Okay, we can define skills like this. My skill, use this skill when the user asks about X, do this, do that. Okay, that is cool. So this is skill, that is browsing the internet, is defined at this URL. readme.md. Nope. This repository has moved to this key. And skill.md. Okay, cool. That is the skill. Okay, web browser setup. This explains the, you could say, model, what to exactly do. Run once before first use cd, do this, and npm install, and then are these supposed to be read by the human or by the agent? I guess by both. Cool. So this is how we define skill in a skill.md file, like this. Skill.md, and then we can literally run doom, which is messed up. Okay, and all the skills go in this skills. Okay. Okay, so I want to add two skills. One is how to play Doom, which is totally crazy, playing Doom skill, and the other skill is doing a web search. But we will do that once this is downloaded. We can download the skill anyway. Install this. Ah, shit, I messed up. Shit. This is going to load up Gemma 4. No, I do not want Gemma 4 to be loaded. Quit, yep. And Olama remove the model from the RAM. The model is removed from the RAM. Good. We would like to use this model. And how do we tell Pi to switch to another model? Using switch command. Yep, makes sense. There's the switch command. Olama list. We just have this model, which is a bit bigger. So I'm downloading this smaller model, 4 GB, 5 GB in size. I'm from like EKTU college, tier 3. This and cool. Pi Doom skill. Pi Doom is this. Yep. Where is it? Pi. What is Pi? Why Pi? How can I play Doom using Pi? Extensions. Wait, this is not a skill but an extension, and skills are different from extensions. Extension TypeScript modules that extend Pi with custom tools, commands, keyboard shortcuts, event harnesses, and UI components. Okay, the default export can also be async. Pi waits for async extension factories before start continues, which is useful for one-time installations such as fetching remote models. I asked you to do some read-only for 10 hours. Wait. Resuming Doom. How is it able to play Doom? We can ask the model itself how to play Doom. Yep. Pydev agent. Git clone this and shit. Okay, cool. So there are skills. We can download skills, and these skills go to a specific folder, which is this one, .py/agent/skills. And what is playing Doom? It is an extension. Doom on Pi, is it a skill or an extension? What is it? Based on the search results I found earlier, Doom is actually an example of a Py package extension. It was listed in real examples. Py install PyDoom. Okay, so the distinction in Py is terms skill capability package with instructions and tools. So it is a skill extension. Okay, what are the skills? Skills are capability packages with the instructions and tools loaded on demand via this thing. More lightweight, focused on giving the agent new abilities like web search, coding patterns, and what are extensions, TypeScript modules with deeper access to tools, commands, keyboard shortcuts, events, and full UI. More powerful, can build entirely new experiences. Doom falls into the extension category, and we install Doom like this. So I have two questions. Where will this extension be stored locally, and then how to run it? I guess there might be a specific folder for this. cd.py agent. What do we have here? We don't have anything here, like literally anything. What do we have in bin? ft tldr ft. ft is for file system. Recursively find files with matching name. Yep, cool, makes sense. Okay, the model is about to be downloaded, and then it would be cool. Okay, let's resume this. When the model is downloaded, we would install this extension through which the model or the Pi agent would be able to communicate with the internet, and then we will also play Doom, which is totally very cool. Cool. Let's watch this for now.
Created a new standard called skills, which is basically just markdown files. So we added that as well, and that needs to go in the system prompt. So begrudgingly, we had to add a couple of more lines. And finally, here's the magic that makes Pi able to modify itself. We shipped the documentation, which was handcrafted by me and an agent, and code examples of extensions. And all we need to do for the agent to modify itself is tell it, here's the documentation, here's some code that shows you how to modify yourself by writing extensions. It comes with 4 tools. That's all it has. Read, write, edit, bash. Here's the tool definitions. Don't read the text, just look at the size. That's it. Here's what happens when you start a new session.
Okay, wait. So it has 4 tools: read, write, edit, and bash. And a tool is simply like a set of instructions, and the instructions are here, which are very small. Tool definition, this is the bash tool, and it is defined using this text by this text to the Pi model. Okay, shit, it is downloaded. Okay, almost downloaded. Cool. List. Okay, we have these models. How do we run Ulama launch? No. Just Ulama launch Pi with not Gemma 4 but with some other model. How do we? Yeah, Llama 3.1. Use this model. Backups will be saved there. Cool. Okay, now we did see some error, but fine. The model is loaded locally, or wait, it will be loaded when we send the first text. Now it will start to load the model. Okay, it is just working to load the model, but the model is not loading. Wait. My phone is actually going to die today. Guess the model is loaded. Nope, the model is now loading. Olama is there. We see Olama, but why is it not taking more space? Okay, shit. Help. Echo. Hello. I'm here to help. Echo. Hello. Shit. Why did it do echo? Hello. It ran a single command. Echo. Okay, so this is cool. This is cool. Uh, Model. This is the model. We can switch the model, but we won't. Slash settings imports. Skill I. Install this, which allows the model shake. We can also use the GitHub version of this. Web search skill. Web search skill for PyDev, and yep, this is the one, and this should work. Py install GitHub. Shit, path does not exist. Which path? Programming. Optionally without, try without installing it. Why is this not working? npm, maybe I do not have npm installed. I do have npm installed. Hmm. Show all the hotkeys that like shit. This is not working. This should be working. We can run this command, but yep, there is some error. The operation was rejected by our operating system. It is likely you do not have permissions to access this file as the current user. Which file? E access denied. Share. Okay, this is doing npm install. This is skill. Okay, okay, okay. Py will do it on its own. That is pretty cool. Working. 73 packages were added. It's cool. Installation of this has been completed successfully, which is pretty cool. Okay, and okay, this model is literally just taking like 700 MBs. How to use this? Look up. Look up Dostoevsky online on the internet. Okay, sure, this makes sense. This thing is saying how much percent of tokens have been used, but 1% already. That is crazy. It seems there is No, do not run this command. Let's use, yep, you use this Pi web browser skill. We have installed the skill web browse slash. That should work, I guess. Skill. Who won the Hungarian elections in 2026? Yep. Okay. This is very slow. I guess it is because of the model size. Because there is some RAM to be spared. But yep, this is probably because a lot of GPU is already being used. Okay. Who won the Hungarian elections in 2026? Let's see. We will not see who won the elections online. First, we will see here who won the elections online. DuckDuckGo. Okay. Pro is using DuckDuckGo. Search. There were multiple search engines enlisted in the results, but none of them provided information on who won the election. The search query didn't yield any relevant or a specific result. Perhaps we can. That is very bad. That is literally very bad. Let's use switch. Switch model. So that we are using a better model. It might be the fault of the model. And now Olama will start using up a lot of RAM, I guess. And why is kernel task taking 2 GB of RAM? It is crazy. And my phone is going to die. Wait, there could be edge light. Crazy edge light. I guess the model is switched now. Can we run the last command with the new model? But I don't think the new model is running. Olama is not taking a lot of RAM. It should be taking 9 GB of RAM. Hello. Today I'm testing out this thing called Pi, which is a replacement for Claude Code, and this is much better than Claude Code. Like, yes, and we will see what it is about. And this is much better because the builder or like creator of Pi, this guy, he is saying that this is, well, he is not saying this, he is saying that this is very extensible. Anyone can make plugins and skills for this, which can be used with the agent. And I am looking at it like NeoVim, where you can install plugins from the internet, which is a pretty cool philosophy. Yep, specs are 16 GB RAM. And Olama is still not loading up the better mod. Okay, shit, Olama is model loading up. It is taking RAM now. It should take 9.6 GB of RAM. 16 GB of RAM with GPU cores are like laughable. There are 5 GPU cores, 4 GPU cores, and one just does not work. I don't know why. Maybe it is noobed. Okay. And the prompt and what I'm doing like literally tactically right now is I added this new skill which is supposed to give the ability to search up on the internet what, like anything. So I downloaded the skill, and now I am seeing if we can figure out who won the Hungarian election in 2026. I don't even know if the elections are over or not, but let's see. Let's see. And I think this is the context size, 100,000 tokens, and out of them 2.4% is already filled. I guess this is how many tokens have been used, and I don't know what this is. 5.501. 501. Okay, we should be seeing something. The model is loaded completely, I guess. And also we are using Olama. Olama has loaded up the model locally and is serving the model at a specific URL, which is http:// localhost 11434 /API/ yeah, something. So instead of sending request to some remote URL, this Pi agent is sending requests to this localhost server, which is being served by Olama. So that is cool. Let's see, bro is thinking quite a bit. Browser, the user is repeating the exact same command. Yes, I am. Okay, shit. Okay, that is crazy. At this point, we switched the model to Gemma 4, and before Gemma 4, the model was a retard model, 4 billion parameters model, like 4 GB. I think it was just 2 billion parameters, but yep, this one is 4 billion parameters big, and this model has access to the same context, but this context was created by the different model. So bro is here thinking, in the previous turn I executed this and saw generic search results, but it was not this model, it was the other model who executed this, but bro thinks that he executed or it executed the command. Okay, that is, wait, is it working? Shit, it is stopped. Why did it stop? Give me answer now. Search again. If specs are not too good, but not too bad also. Okay, working. Yep, stream is lagging. Frames have been dropped, and yep, the camera is literally not working. I can just turn it off. Yep, the model is heavy. Who will give me no answer? Search again. Yep. The user said hi again. Okay, why is bro thinking so much? And now this command will run. Give me answer now. Search again. Okay, this is working. We should see something. Obsidian. Shade. Okay. That is bad. I can just turn off Obsidian. Cool. That must have relieved something. Monitor to turn off programs which are not very important right now. Web query. Yep. Command not found. Makes sense. This command does not exist. User. Yep. Yep. These commands. And which one is taking like more CPU and RAM memory? Unhealthy amount of memory is being used here. Quit this command. Cool. Force quit. Knowledge retrieval mechanism. Yes, this is also, yep. This also started by the different user, and this is not being used right now. Okay, that is good enough. For now, I recommend we rerun the search for a known historical event to proceed. Why are you using the web command? Use the browser skill. Yep, use the web browser skill, or maybe I do have to install the skill using this. I install this, but do we enter it here or inside the terminal? Let's see. Working, and it has been 1 hour 22 minutes, which is a lot of time, and we still haven't achieved anything, literally anything. Yep, and this is very slow because I'm streaming this. Yep, it would be a bit faster if I was not streaming this. npm install this. Okay, or also add this skill to your skill set. I have already executed this twice, which confirms the package is available and installed in the context. Skill means installation successfully running npm install. Usage calling the skill correctly so I can use it in my response to you. Okay, how do I make you use the skill and search anything on the internet? Thinking. Bro is again thinking. He thinks a lot. Shit, these two are not two different questions. How do I search anything on the internet? The user just to ask me what to search for, give a concrete example, a refinement of the output. Okay, I use the skill by invoking correct command that utilizes the installed npm package through underlying execution. Here is how it works. Tell me what you want to search for. Example, what is quantum computing? I interpret this as a request to the web. I then execute this search with your query. Okay, so look up when was Marcus Aurelius born and when did he die? Let's see how it works. Searching, that is cool. 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds. Okay. Okay, so bro's context grew quite a bit. Okay, shit, it seems like Pi does not know how to use this. How to use this skill. That should install Doom. Shit, okay. That is how we do it. Okay, makes sense. And then just run pi, and then we can do /doom inside pi session. We can also manage what is enabled with this. Okay. Pi install npm, but this was giving error the last time we ran this command. Okay, shit, bro was able to search. That is cool. Quit. Pi. Run pi. Okay, shit, that makes sense. We can do Doom. Can we play Doom? Loading. Okay, let's go. We are able to play Doom. I do not hear anything. Shit, how do I play Doom? Okay, the resolution is very bad. Q to pause. Shit. WASD to move and shift WASD run. Use space fire 1 to 7 to change weapons. Okay, I don't see anything, but okay. I guess, yo, let's go. Shit. Okay, that is very cool. We are able to play Doom in the terminal. That is actually very cool. How do I fire? Use space equals use. Arrow keys to move, Q to pause, capital Q to pause, F for fire. Okay, let's go. This seems like a that is literally very cool. John Carmack. Shit, that is very, very cool. Okay, I do have the armor now. It seems like. Okay, guess we have to go somewhere else. Shit, where do we go? The resolution is very bad. Wait, maybe I can fix the resolution if I quit. I guess now the resolution might be better. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, now the resolution is actually better. Okay, new game. Yes, we can. Okay, that is good enough. Which episode? Okay, there are multiple episodes. Let's do this one. Choose the skill level. I am too young to die. He not hurt me plenty. Let's go use that. Okay, that is much better. Resolution. There was an armor there. Shit, shit, shit. There are some things that I stepped on. Cool. I have the armor now. Okay. Cool. Okay, where do we go? Where do we go? There is a store. Shit. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Mm. How do you open this door? Shit. My gaming skills are very bad. Yep, and armor is there. Picked up health. Oh shit, that was health there. Here also we have health, health, health. Hmm. Picked up an armor. Do we have to pick all of these to go there? To open the door? Oh shit, we don't have to open any door. We have to go here. Shit. I don't know shit what I'm doing. Mm. Hmm. Any help from the one viewer who is watching? Shit, how do I open this door or that other door in Doom? There is no other place here to go. There are no monsters. There are these armors. Hmm. Shit. Shit. Uh, I'll run out of ammo. Wait. Oh, where to go and Doom. Where to go and Doom at the start. I guess anger. I guess we will have to watch some gameplay to figure out where to go. Let me increase the resolution with this. Okay, the resolution is much better now, but yep, this is taking a lot of GPU to figure out what to put where. Yep, this is good enough. Cool. So, like, at least we know that we can play Doom using this, and well, this is an extension. We can add multiple extensions. Cool. Look up who one the video which model is running Gemma 4. The 2026 Hungarian elections. So with Doom, we were able to like run an extension, so that is cool. And with this, we would be able to run a skill, which is searching up the internet. That would be good enough. The context window is empty right now. Not the context window is empty. Context is empty right now. So we is lagging. 0% of the GPU is being used. Shit. Yep. Stop this model. Ulamos Gem. Cool. Please do stop at Gem 4. Okay, now we can breathe. Now we can actually breathe. Okay, that is cool. Yep. Wait, why is Ghost using 4 GB of RAM? Now Ghost is not using 4 GB of RAM. It should not never be using 4 GB of RAM. Cool. Let's create now something simple. We have node modules and stuff here. Just pi, run this. Use another model. Use llama model. Okay. Hello, which model are you? I don't know why it is very slow. I guess because of GPU consumption. Tachometer. Remove it. Widget. Pop-up. Notification. Cool. Working. Oh shit. Uninstall. Wait, what is it installing? Py coding agent. Shit. Okay, this it ran this command. Cool. And it's wait, what? How is 5.8% of the context already filled? I think that is what not it means. And yep, shit, I can like resume my camera usage. Camera is, yeah, very laggy, very laggy. Because of this, a lot of RAM is being used. And GPU. Yes, I think it is probably because of the GPU. We have spare RAM, but it is the GPU which is the limitation. Hmm, 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 hmm. Wait, what we can do is, we can go to AWS and start up a instance which has like a better GPU, and connect this Pi agent which is running locally to that and run Olama there and serve the model there. Password and passkey. Okay, okay. So let's stop this. Quit. Olama list. Olama stop ll llama 3.1. 3.1. Cool. Now the RAM is free, GPU is free, which is pretty good. Okay, I guess we can start up an instance which has a lot of RAM. 8 GB. We can only use up some free tier instances. We need 8 GB RAM. No, we need more than 8 GB of RAM. We need GPU. There is no free tier GPU instance. Instance types. Let's see. Okay, all of these are free tier, and they do not have a lot of CPU, but that is not what we need. How can we give them some GPU? Memory. The largest amount of memory we can get is 8 GB. Okay, that is fine. 8 GB is fine. We can use this smaller Olama model, Llama 3.1 model there. It is just 4.9 GB in size. How do we attach a GPU to an instance? Do we attach it externally, or it comes like right here? How to add GPU AWS instance? A GPU enabled instance type. Okay, shit, there are instances which have GPU enabled. G4, something like that. Cool, these things have GPU enabled, I guess. Let's see, what is this instance? CPU compute. Accelerators, there is one GPU. GPU memory is this. GPU is by NVIDIA. GPU name is T4. Okay, shit. NVIDIA does have a T4 GPU. This is 75 watt passive cooled data center GPU. Okay, is there any GPU for the big free tier one? remove this filter. Yep, cool. Cool. And the biggest one is this. Does it have some GPU? No. Shit. Yeah, okay. There is no GPU for this. And we won't be able to run our model on this because it does not come with GPU. And we cannot buy the one which does have a GPU. Okay, fine. But the cool thing was us able to run Doom in this. Pretty cool. Like this, Doom. We can run Doom. Pretty cool. New game, load game. Shit. Okay, there is no. How do I go back? Okay, back. New game. Source. Inferno. Source of hell. Okay, this is not very readable. I guess I have to increase the size. Okay, cool. This is much better. New game. Inferno. This is the shareware. Shareware version of Doom. You need to order the entire trilogy. Press a key. Okay, it is downloading the thing. And this is happening in terminal, which is pretty cool. Wait, I can see your chat. Hello. Wait, okay. They were not showing before. It's crazy. VRAM. Okay, I don't know how much VRAM this has. Apple gives unified memory. Yes, unified memory. The GPU and the CPU use the same RAM. Shit. I'm like looking out what is Pi. You got the shotgun. Okay, I think now we can play this. Shit, press a key. No, this is not made by Claude. I'm using the Pi agent, and someone made an extension for that Pi agent which plays Doom in the terminal. This is the terminal. It literally, this is the terminal. That is cool. Yes, it is getting fucked because you cannot see. Shit, why are there 3 ads? Wait. There were 3 ads? Okay, I will get more money, I guess. But shit, there should not be so much ads. Delay ads, that might help. New game, Inferno. Why can I not play Inferno? Options. Slash Doom. End game. New game, let's play this one. Episode number 1. Do not hurt me. Okay. Wait, let's play Nightmare. Nightmare is cool. Are you sure this skill level isn't even remotely fair? Yes, I'm sure. Okay. And where are the monsters? You have to kill them. You have to kill them. I don't know if you are able to watch the stream. If you are able to see this, there are people there at the top. Shit. They killed me. They killed me. There is something wrong with your YouTube chat. I guess there is something wrong with the YouTube chat. Wait, there is a delay now. Resume ads. Cool. They killed me. They killed me. How do I restart? Ammo health is 0. Okay. How do I restart? Okay, yes. New game. Knee deep. I am too young to die. And we do not see the monsters here now. Okay, so what do I even have to do in this? These are like already killed monsters. There must be a way to go outside. Cannot jump. Yep, I cannot jump. Mm. Mm. Doom is difficult. I cannot figure out what to do. Mm. I'm just wasting ammo. Okay, okay, cool. This was fine as a like experiment. Cool. Quit. Now let's actually do something using this. Make me or initialize a React app. Let's see if it works. Or wait, do not do this. Do not do this. Control C. Bye. Initialize a C++ project which will use Recast library. Let's do this. And yep, a lot of frames have been dropped. Mhm. That is cool. That is cool. Recast project ACD. Okay, it is running these commands: git init, initialize git add, initial. Okay, this looks like very good. Your main.cpp file is now ready. Start working with recast library. Next, you will need to integrate the recast library by editing the dependencies in your project and or using a package manager like vcpkg or Conan. Here is an example what you might do next to include Recast library in your project and include raylib.h at the top. Replace the existing code with the code. It looks something like this. Okay, and this all is being suggested by the smaller model. Cool. Okay. Change the thing yourself or wait. Wait, there is something. Wait, why are you deleting other messages? Ah, shit. Don't overuse your power. Remove as standard moderator. You are not mod now. I should put the cops guy in timeout because he's after you. Why are you putting him in timeout? He was sent by the government. Don't say it. Okay, that was your fault. Ah, shit. You are making me believe that there are more people watching my streams, but it is just you. Shit. And shit, even you might be a figment of my imagination. Like you might not exist, like Mr. Robot. Okay, cool. Let's create this. Okay. Add the library. That should work. Yep. Shit. Okay, you are. You don't exist. Make me mod again, please. Okay, don't cry. I will make you mod again. Standard mod. Okay, this should add the library rewrite. Cool. Okay. Okay, cmake list.txt, added this, define this as 3.5 and define this thing. It will add, okay, make a window in ray white color and add a red circle in the middle using raylib. Let's see. None that you have ever known in your life is real. Shit, that might actually be true. Everything is just made up. Shit. Okay, this thing, command not found. Of course there is not a raylib command. Why would you think? You need to link it yourself. Make the possible, but just do not do rmrf slash, but you can do anything else. Working. And this might be a limitation, or not might be, this possibly, this actually is a limitation of the model. I'm using a very small model like this. It is only taking 646 MB. It is a very small model. I am not gonna lie, I feel like the incident at White House was staged, because how do you even get into the White House? While shit, the incident did not happen inside the White House. It happened in a hotel, Hilton Hotel. It not here. Washington DC. We can see White House correspondence dinner held. It was held in Washington, Hilton Hotel, and map. Hilton Hotel, cool. It is here, and I would see directions from the White House. Wait, there are multiple White Houses. White House. Why are there multiple White Houses? Shit. Huh? So these two things are away, not at the same place. Yeah, they are like far away. Yes, yep, this is the White House, maybe. Yep, I guess this is the White House. Yep. So the incident happened not in the White House, but somewhere else. Yep, more believable. Assume the White House dinner would be held in White House. No, White House dinner does not take place in White House. It happens somewhere else, and I think this is a tradition to hold the dinner here in some other hotel. Cool. This did make some things. Okay, can I run this or try running this? The model is stupid, so this might not run. I guess I should not say stupid, because model knows more than I do. Okay, these are the files. Test2 v Wait, wait, where is this thing? Why is it doing ls on this folder? So bro does not even know which folder the program is in. cd recast project main dot okay, this is empty, and main dot cpp errors. Cool, makes sense. Ulama stop 3.20. Cool. And I guess that would be it for today. We were able to so now, yep, we can summarize this as Olama is a wrapper which runs models. You can download models locally like this using the Olama pull command, and then the name of the model which you want to download. This will download the model, and then Olama, I think, is start or launch would like start a model, and then Olama would start serving the model at localhost 11434 at this URL. Olama would start working the model, and then you can launch up. Then you can start either Cloud Code or this Pi agent, which will communicate with this model, which is being served by Olama locally. Yep, good enough. And in Pi, you can add extensions or you can add skills from the internet, which is cool, and then you can play Doom. And look at this. Right now, there are not a lot of pixels on the screen, and by pixels I mean these cursor positions. The resolution is very low in terms of characters. So if I play Doom now, the resolution would be very bad. Look at this, this is very bad. But if I increase the resolution, and now let's go to an intermediate stage, Doom. This is like a bit better. A bit better. And now, shit, there might be a lot of stuff on the screen. Yep. The resolution is very good now, but there is just like too many characters on the screen, so calculating which thing goes where is very difficult. Yep, cool. Doom, but we can play Doom, which is pretty cool. And yep, and that would be it for today. Let me see if my camera is working now. The camera is kind of working, but yep, that would be it. We saw what is Olama, how to use Olama, how to use different models on Olama, and then we can use Pi. We can tell Pi to use the model which is being served by Olama. So that is pretty cool. And that would be it for today. And thank you for being here. Bye.